athletes caught cheating.
In 2010, New York Jets strength coach Sal Alosi found a new way to cheat in the field. In a game against the Miami Dolphins, Sal went out of his way to trip up Dolphins gunner Nolan Carroll on the sideline during the play. Fortunately, Carroll was uninjured and returned to the game. However, Alosi's noticeable knee caught the attention of CBS sport commentators, who rightfully threw him some well-earned shade.
Man, he needs to be banned from the NFL like Jarvis is banned from Fortnite, man. If you're cheating, you need to be banned like my brother, bro. No exceptions. He didn't get a chance. That guy is clearly cheating in a very bad way. Jarvis didn't even do anything bad. Anyway.
As he came forward the next day and apologized for his callous actions. While the NFL tallied up an appropriate punishment, it also emerged that Alosi had ordered inactive Jets players to form a human barricade on the sideline throughout the game. The lineup ultimately made it harder for the opposing team to pass through. Racked up against him, Alosi was slapped with a fine of $25,000 and was suspended without pay for the rest of the season. I guess he may have been a decent person like you or I once, but then he took a gunner to the knee.
Oh my gosh, man. These memes!
He cheated in a spectacularly epic fashion. When the England goalie leapt to intercept the ball, Maradona jumped up to meet him and used his hand to smack the soccer ball
I know
into
about
the net
this, man.
6 minutes
We all
into
know
the
about
second
this.
half of the game. Spectators were outraged, but the referees claimed not to see it and let the goal count. This infamous play became known as the Hand of God.
I was about to say that. Didn't he say it was the hand of God? Your own hand, bro, not God's. Come on.
The ex-NFL quarterback Johnny Manziel made headlines recently for cheating on his wife. But if we rewind back to February 2019, his wife, Tac Manziel, also made headlines for cheating. Although also she broke rules, not just vows. The fitness and Instagram model took part in the 2019 Run Like a Diva half marathon, completing the 2-lap course in 1 hour and 58 minutes with no prior training.
Whoa.
Considering the average half marathon time for non-elite female runners is around 2 hours and 24 minutes, this was quite impressive. That was until people took a closer look at her mile split times. She'd hit the 6.4 mile mark in 1 hour and 31 minutes,
How do you do the
but
rest?
had finished the entire 13.1 mile course just 27 minutes later.
Doesn't add up.
For this to have been possible, Tac Manziel would have needed to run the final 6.7 miles at an unbelievably speedy pace of 4 minutes a mile. For reference, the women's world record for the fastest mile run was 4 minutes and 12 seconds, and that was just one. So, Tac Manziel would have needed to break that record 6 consecutive times after already having run over 6 miles, and all without any training. While it was obvious that she'd been cutting some corners, she angrily took to Instagram to prove her innocence by posting this picture of the 11-mile marker. So, how could she have taken the photo if she hadn't run the whole course? Despite her defense, online sleuths revealed she'd probably only run the first lap of the 2-lap course, taking photos of every marker along the way. It may have all been a simple mistake of turning left at this point, where she should have turned right to complete the second lap. However, all her bragging on now deleted social media posts and no hint of an apology has left this fitness model looking like an iconic cheater. Must run in the family, I guess.
Oh my gosh, man. This guy is a savage. Absolute savage, man.
Boris Onyshchenko was a Soviet pentathlete who was no stranger to the Olympics. In 1976, however, he was disqualified from the games and received a lifetime ban. The weapon of choice was an épée, the largest and heaviest in all of fencing. It contains a sensor that causes a light to flash when it makes contact with an opponent in order to keep track of points. However, Onyshchenko rewired the device so that it would react to a hidden switch. After that, all he had to do was look like he had struck his opponent, flick the switch, and rack up the points.
That is the worst cheating I've ever seen in my life, man. You can't do that.
In a regular season game against the Ravens, late in the 2013 regular season, though, Tomlin stepped out of line. Actually, Tomlin stepped onto the field to disrupt kick returner Jacoby Jones, who looked like he was headed for the end zone. Tomlin claimed it was a mistake at first, but was fined $100,000 and the team almost had to give up a draft pick.
Woo!
Tug-of-war competitions at the Summer Olympics were held in 1900, 1904, 1908, 1912, and 1920.
You like a bit of tug-of-war, man.
Different clubs took part in the competition. Countries could compete with more than one club, allowing them to earn several medals. By the way, at that time it was believed that tug-of-war was a track and field event, although today it's considered simply a team sport. Anyway, at the 1908 Olympic Games, the Liverpool Police won the silver medal, losing to the London Police. As a result, all 3 prizes went to the British. But the story doesn't end there. Alan Knott of the Tug-of-War Association said that the Liverpool Police were wearing such heavy shoes that the athletes could barely lift their feet from the ground. Of course, this obviously affected the result. The US team filed an objection, but it was rejected because the rules didn't regulate the weight of the shoes. According to some reports, the Liverpool team offered the Americans to compete barefoot, but for some reason they refused. Maybe it's just a legend. Anyway, even the heavy boots didn't help the Liverpool policemen win the gold medal.
They gave you the chance to give a fair fight again, and they said no? Something's fishy about that one.
Winning Ironman Canada is no easy task.
Do you know how hard that challenge is, guys, for the average person like me? I can't do that.
Suzanne Davis crossed the finish line confident that she would take home the gold medal for her category, women ages 40 to 44. She was shocked to receive second place behind a woman named Julie Miller, who had literally come out of nowhere. Miller had won many similar competitions previously, but Davis insisted that in over 3 hours of running, she never once saw Miller. Unfortunately for Miller, a company called Finisher Pigs was creating videos of the event and were constantly filming along the marathon course. Cameras that had caught every other aspect of the race somehow didn't catch Miller running the appropriate amount of time past certain points.
She got exposed, man. Guys, you can't cheat in sports like this. Like, this is bad. If you're a professional athlete playing in a competitive game, holy.
Baseball fans probably remember Sammy Sosa for the incredible home run records he set back in the late 1990s. But the Chicago Cubs player may have been playing dirty to claim that clean streak.
Really?
In 2003, Sosa stepped up to the plate against the Tampa Bay Devils and hit the ball so hard that it shattered the bat. But as they picked up the pieces, umpires noticed bits of cork poking out of the wood. Corking a bat like this was once believed to make the bat lighter, giving hitters a quicker swing that increased their odds of making a home run. However, science has since proven that this is not the case. While a lighter bat doesn't aid in hitting for power, it can help delay the batter's swing for a crucial fraction of a second, allowing them to aim their hits more accurately. Nevertheless, the bat Sosa had used went against Major League regulations, and he was immediately ejected from the game. Afterwards, he claimed he'd picked up the bat by mistake after using it during practice to put on a show for the crowd. However, that admission made his fans' hearts drop even lower because it brought all of Sosa's famously powerful home runs into question. Under a dark cloud of judgment, a Major League Baseball investigation fortunately found that none other of Sosa's 76 other bats had been corked, supporting his explanation. Even so, Sosa was still suspended for a total of 7 games, reduced from 8. The incident didn't just shatter his bat, it also shattered his reputation. This means that despite his incredible home run records,
man.
Sosa has never been inducted into the Hall of
guys.
Fame. And sadly, he probably never will be.
I think we all learned a lesson here. If you're a professional athlete, please don't cheat.